sir. This time we'll open up a public hearing on a local law authorizing a property tax. What?
7:30, so let you know.
Oh, okay. We didn't put it down follow, we made 7:30?
Yeah,
Okay.
So- just a tone.
Yep, so we'll have a presentation on the annual stormwater report. Oh, see, look at the nameplate, it really is.
Okay, so, once a year we have to file a report with the New York State DEC on our stormwater program, which is all state mandated. And it's there's 6 parts to it. Our stormwater, our catch basins in the street drain to the rivers. Most of it, about 80%, goes to the sawmill directly, and the other 20% on the other end of the village drains through the Manhattan Brook and eventually into the Bronx River, which is a little more delicate. So the program is broken up into public outreach, which is just, we send flyers out, have posters at different events, and try and bring awareness to the fact that you shouldn't be dumping anything in those drains because it's going into the river. Public involvement, which involves things like we had the Rotary Club from the school mark the catch basins with little stickers and signs. We have volunteers, and a biggie, which I was going to bring up later, but bring it up now, is the Sawmill River Cleanup, which is taking place on the 26th. And last 2 years, it's had a really good response where actually it was, I don't want to say sold out, it was booked up where they didn't have any more slots available. A lot of kids show up, they get in the river, they're cleaning it up. They're also learning about how to protect it and keep it clean, so that's a very important thing. 4th is construction site stormwater runoff control when they're building and they have the soil exposed to keep it from running off into the drains and into the rivers. 5th is post-construction stormwater management, where on a bigger development, they have to put in certain filter systems or collection systems on their stormwater to clean it before it gets into the river. And that's something they have to get maintained annually, and we have to inspect. And finally, pollution prevention, good housekeeping on our own end, as far as, our day-to-day activity of the DPW and water department, trying to maintain and keep the catch basins clean and the streets clean. The program has expanded, like every good thing that the state comes up with, it gets more stringent. So we've gotten into a new phase of it, and moving forward in the next 5 years, we're gonna have to do more training for our employees, better mapping of the system, which we have started mapping already. And a biggie is going out and taking samples from wherever these outfalls dump into the river to check for illicit chemicals, and other work involving impaired water bodies, which the Bronx River is impaired, so there may be more sampling involved with that. So this 18-page report, which we emailed to you so we don't have to kill a tree, just talks about how we're in compliance and everything we're doing, and moving forward, everything we have to do to maintain this program. In a nutshell, that's it. It's open to any comment from the public, and we have to record the date and everything of this meeting, so we report to the state that it was presented, and then this report, once finalized, will go on our website, so it's available for viewing, in case you can't sleep at night.
Very nice job again, as you know, I read it. I do. But yeah, I mean, that's something that Tony takes to heart a lot, and we appreciate that, because it is a big way to stop the pollution of the river, so we thank you for taking care of that, and your report is second to none, as always. Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll see for 2 minutes.
What's this page?
Where else I put
Yeah, there's a transfer to the goal.
Yeah.
In general.
I think it's just general information. Did you pause that? Oh, no, sorry.
You want me to?
No. For those at home watching, we have to wait till 7:30 to start. Public hearings are scheduled for 7:30, so. Okay, yeah. This time we'll open a public hearing on local law authorizing a property tax levy for the village fiscal year ending May 31st, 2026, in excess of the limit established by New York State General Municipal Law, Section 3C. This is recommended every year from the New York State Conference of Mayors and lawyers in reference to the tax cap. That if there's some years down the road when the state figures out the computations for the tax cap and we're off, we would be fined if we didn't pass this local law.
One item to pass, this is called the 2% tax cap.
Yeah.
This year, for us to meet the cap, which is $871,000 in change, if we did that, the tax levy would still go up 6.43%. And that complies with the 2% tax cap. One of the reasons, there is a good reason for that. Over the past maybe 5-6 years with some of the new development we've had around here, our growth factor, the tax cap is developed by two things. One is basically 2% of the growth factor, and then two, bricks and mortar on another percent, which we have traditionally in the last 5-6 years have had either the highest or second highest number in the state. They're not in the county, and one of the highest in the state. And I believe this year last year we were third in the state. I think we're second in the state. And there's a community that's always first, and they're about the size of this room. So if somebody builds a garage, boom, it goes up. It's it serves its purpose to some extent, but to another extent it really doesn't. So the growth factor is a good sign for us. That's your assessments going up, and your assessment basically this year went up almost 9%, of which I asked the assessor, is that just market value? Which that does you no good, but it's just market value. Or is that bricks and mortar, which generates real wealth to the thing, and it's about 50%. And, that's really good. That's really, really good. I didn't realize that, we get a list every year from the assessor, the top 10 taxpayers or assessed values, and 33 West Main is the 4th highest assessed property in the village. That's the new storage building. Kind of is on there. So we're recommending they approve this.
This time we'll open up to the public. Noted that-
Say something.
Noted that no one from the public spoke. Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Coffey,
Aye.
trustee Lopez, trustee Dorio,
Aye.
trustee Corrales, Mayor Williams.
Open a public hearing on local law amending chapter 8 of the Code of the Village of Elmsford entitled Architect Review to transfer approval of solar installation on residential property. So instead of the architect review board and the board of trustees looking at it, the building department will then look at that. Make it a lot easier and faster. Solar panels on houses. So I'll open up to the public. Noted no one from the public spoke. Motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Roll call.
Trustee Coffey,
Aye.
trustee Lopez, trustee Dorio,
Aye.
trustee Corrales, Mayor Williams.
Aye. This time we'll open a public hearing for the 2025-26 tentative budget. The administrator had briefed everybody on what it is in it, and you see, those of you watching before, we started to work on it, we go line by line. We're not done with it yet.
In the benefit of timing, we'll make my summary that I provided everybody as part of the minutes.
Anyone from the public like to speak now? Or anyone from the public spoke? Are we adjourning, holding over
What's that?
the public hearing? Adjourning to the next week?
No need to. You could hold it over for comment.
Yeah.
Rick, it has to be closed by the 20th.
Right, so I mean, what's the date?
Leave it open for comment until
Sunday, September.
Written comment up until Friday.
There's a motion to close the public hearing to leave it open to.
Comments open
comment.
until close of business on Friday, April 18th.
Yes, Councilwoman Mitchell, okay. Roll call.
Trustee Coffey,
Aye.
trustee Lopez, trustee Dorio,
Aye.
trustee Corrales,
Aye.
Mayor Williams.
Aye. Consideration of resolution authorizing the payment of claims.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Coffey,
Aye.
trustee Lopez, trustee Dorio,
Aye.
trustee Corrales,
Aye.
Mayor Williams.
Aye. Any objection to lumping the three together for the planning commission applications? 49 North Goodwin, finished basement, 141 North Central, new auto garage, and 73 East Main Street, a new store.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Coffey,
Aye.
trustee Lopez, trustee Dorio,
Aye.
trustee Corrales,
Aye.
Mayor Williams.
Aye. Same question for the other two for the ARBs. Lump them together, good?
Yeah.
81 East Main Street, new sign, and 122 North Central, new sign.
Second.
Roll
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consideration of resolution adopting a local law authorizing a property tax levy for the village fiscal year ending May 31, 2026, in excess of the limit established by New York State General Municipal Law, Section 3C.
One quick question. Mr. Mills, in section 3,
Yeah, I saw that. I'll fix it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Motion?
Motion.
So moved.
Second? We got a second, I think. First, pretty much motion.
Motion.
Motion
You
second.
okay with a second? Roll call?
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Consideration resolution adopting local law amending chapter 8 of the Code of the Village of Elmsford entitled Architect Review to transfer approval of solar installation on residential properties.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Resolution accepting a donation amount of $1,100 from the Tyler Rush Memorial Scholarship Fund for scholarship to the Village of Elmsford 2025 summer camp.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez? Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. We'll thank former Deputy Mayor Rush and his wife for that donation. Consideration of approving intermunicipal agreement with the County of Westchester to receive $4,773 in Youth Bureau funding toward Village of Elmsford 2025 summer camp program, and authorizing the mayor to execute, same on behalf of the village.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. That's all I got, you what?
The street?
Huh?
Street?
Oh, the streets too, sorry, good call. Motion to ceremonial rename North Mortimer Avenue in recognition of Sister Stevens and Sister Joanne.
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Aye. Motion to ceremonial rename Parkway Plaza in recognition of Seder Karate.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Coffey?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee Dorio?
Aye.
Trustee Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Williams?
Yeah, we got it, right?
Yep.
No. Gonna ask you. Committee reports, Trustee Coffey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to start off by thanking Tony Capicalo and Sean for all the work they do. Tony's really been on top of everything, and he stays well abreast of the code. He's probably the most informed code enforcement agent I know. He, as you can see, he just finished with the annual water report. Now he's preparing to start the annual fire inspections and curb and sidewalk replacement contracts. So I have for the building department, our friends at the Artsley Library, they usually keep me abreast of any monthly programs that they have. There was one on last week, on Tuesday, April 8th at 11 a.m. It was with Mr. Bob Kelly. It was from the Moon and its Bishops. From what I understand from my daughters, it was a very well done presentation, very interesting. And now they've also introduced a craft program that they're gonna have on April 29th at 11 a.m. It's an in-person event. They're gonna be doing origami goldfish in a fishbowl. It's really neat, but probably a lot of people will love it. From what I understand, the programs are very well received and very well attended. Thank you, sir.
Was that Bob Kelly from the church who's a
Yes.
meteorologist? Yeah, he did the solar thing.
But he's a really amateur astronomer, very into it. Very interesting.
Yeah, oh yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Trustee Lopez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before I give you my report, I'd like to say, I believe this is our first official meeting since our elections. So I'd like to welcome you, our two new trustees. Looking forward to working with you guys. Welcome.
Likewise.
To Mr. Mayor. Congratulations on being re-elected.
Thank you, sir.
Highway Department. They have been checking the catch-up basin repair list and are getting ready to start repairing some of them as soon as possible. They are going through a list of sidewalks and curb repairs that need to be done. 2 unsafe village streets were removed. Slowly started the process of cleaning the grass on the village properties. They are waiting for the weather to change to get fully involved. A few street lights were repaired. And for general purpose, I know we already spoke about this. This week, the street sweeper will be starting doing its normal schedule until December. They continue with the daily maintenance and regular organic and garbage pickup. Constables. The constables have continued to work the Sunday morning Mount Carmel details on March 16th, 23rd, 30th, April 6th, and April 13th. Water Department. The Water Department has been busy with its daily water testing and markouts. They have 2 sewer backups that were fixed. They also repaired a service line. The park bathrooms are now open for the season. Nice weather is coming up, so they are in the process of spring cleanup of their shop. And I believe that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Just gonna add one to the highway department. One of my pet peeves is the wires that hang down. I'd like to thank Brian and his crew. I gave him a list of 25 abandoned wires that were hanging down, and some had to be tied up, some had to be cut because they were just dead-ended wires. So if you drive around the village, you see it looks a lot nicer, so thank you.
What kind of wires are those?
They're
Conventional?
No, phone wires, cable TVs and stuff. So they, when they put a new one in, or
They just leave it.
they just leave it there. So yeah, we do it periodically, but we did 25 of them, so it looks a lot nicer. Thank you. It's definitely. Trustee Doyle.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. From the Recreation Department, our Easter egg hunt is scheduled for this Saturday morning at 10:30. The children will be separated out by age, and plastic eggs that are filled with prizes will be hunted for. There will be the Blue Balloons Company set up with music, bubbles, and the Easter Bunny will be there as well. We'll also have a craft station. Our summer camp is almost filled to capacity. Some spaces remain in all age groups with the exception of first grade, which is currently waitlisted. First day of camp is July 7th, and most programs are for 5 weeks long. Anyone interested should go to the camp website, which is www.elmsfordny.org/summer-camp. There are also job opportunities at the camp. Use the same website, please. Spring registration for youth volleyball is ongoing. The program is for 6th to 8th graders and will be held on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Grady Gym beginning on 4/22. Registration for youth soccer is ongoing. The program is for K through 8th graders and will be held on Saturdays at Carroll Park beginning on 4/26. Registration for these may be done in person at Elmsford Village or online at nextlevelathletics.us. If you need more information, you may call Wayne Bass at 914-264-2584. Currently, there is a youth basketball clinic for girls in 3rd to 5th grade, and there are 10 girls participating. There's also a youth basketball clinic for boys in 3rd to 5th grade, and it has 14 boys participating. This past winter, we hosted youth basketball teams for boys and girls in 3rd through 6th grade. They participated in the Greenberg Youth Basketball League. We had over 50 youth participate, and our first girls team since the pandemic. We also hosted youth basketball clinic for K through 2nd graders, youth soccer for K through 8th graders, and youth volleyball at the Grady Gym. All of these programs were well attended. From our EMS department, I have 61 calls to report for the month of March. From our public schools, the school board meeting was held on April 9th, including a budget presentation and public reading on using repair reserve for ongoing repairs. That's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Corrales?
So, I've been driving around, the village and stopping at local businesses, and, also, while doing that, seen numerous residents. And, most of everything coming out is very, very good, very, very happy with the village hall, plus anything that I did get with some small issues, I have sat with the commissioner and the chief. They were aware of everything, it wasn't like they weren't unaware. They explained to me how they were handling it. I went back to the people and explained to them what was happening, and that we were well aware of, they were well aware of what's going on. People are very happy that we're knocking on doors and waving and saying hello. And my next intention is to start driving around to the municipal buildings and walking in and seeing what's going on in our buildings. But everything with the police department is phenomenal. People are very happy, and the neighbors and the residents and the building people are very happy.
Excellent.
Any issues, we'll take care of it.
Thank you, sir. Now, mind you, this is the first time in 22 years I haven't started off by thanking the commissioner. Both food pantries in March went well. The community food pantry in Mount Carmel for April is on Saturday the 19th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The community food pantry at Luca Park is on Saturday, April 26th from 12:30 to 2:30. Bishop Jew was in town for a week to attend his good friend of Bishop in New Jersey's retirement party. He said to say hello to everybody. The St. Patrick's Day Parade in Tarrytown Sleepy Hollow went well as always, even though this is the first year I didn't attend. I thank you to everybody that attended to help make it a success for Elmsford, and Elmsford really shined. I got a lot of good feedback from a lot of municipalities that were there, and they were jealous of us again. And apparently everybody had a good time also. Our annual tabletop exercise with Con Ed went well as always. They're always very informative. Once again, the student council officers were escorted from the Grady School by our police department and our constables to Village Hall to see Judge Tanis, who swore them in, and then were escorted back to Grady. I can tell you what a lifetime memory we created for them. Thank you to Commissioner Foster and Judge Tanis for helping make this happen. It's really nice to see the kids smile and you know, get a big kick out of the escort and standing in front of the judge and get sworn in. So it's always a good day. Myself, Chief DeLuca, Chief Diaz, and firefighter Tom attended an event at ShopRite. They held to promote 2 employees that did an excellent job raising money to support food pantries. They were awarded their pictures on Cheerio boxes, so that was pretty cool, right? I mean, they had the big boxes with the pictures of them on there, so that was really, really nice. And the people that, who was Cheerio, Nabisco, remember? Yeah, so they were there, and then they unveiled the boxes, so it was really nice. And an extra nice thing was Virginia Sabia, who runs our food pantry in Mount Carmel, was there, and she accepted a check for $2,500 from ShopRite, so it was a win-win for the day. It was a lot of fun, though. My colleague already mentioned the Easter event is Saturday 19th. The annual Little League Parade is on Saturday the 26th at 9:30 a.m. Starts on the corner of North Stone and Main. It goes down South Stone Avenue to 9 a.m. into the Little League Field. Anybody wants to attend, you can march in that. The annual Memorial Day Parade, yes, it's already there, we're planning that. It's on Monday, May 26th, starting at 10:30 a.m. And we will keep you posted on that. And some more exciting news is one of our residents and veterans, George Bailey, was chosen to go on the honor flight to Washington, D.C., leaving Westchester County Airport on Saturday, May 31st. They're going to board a bus at ShopRite and then head to the airport. If you want to be part of the leaving ceremony, please be at the county airport at 6:30 a.m. If you wanna be part of the arrival ceremony, please be at the county airport at 7:30 PM. They really make a big deal of this. The honor flight takes people, they start with the oldest groups first. They went, World War I, World War II, and Korea, Vietnam, fanatics after Vietnam vets, which George was in. It's a really big honor to be chosen to go. They fly him down to Washington. We backed it up. They have a really big ceremony in the hangar at Westchester County Airport, and they just did, last Saturday, they did the one leaving at Stewart Air Force Base. And it's a lot of fun. It's really a big honor for them, and they make a really big deal of it. There'll be multiple fire departments hanging flags on the route, and I'll be talking to our chiefs, and still be leaving here to put one up as they leave Elmsford. Or we talk to the commissioner, and we're coordinating with the county police to have our police assist in the escort, since one of our residents are there. If you're welcome to go to the airport, to the ceremony, it's really fun, it's really nice. Coming back is a little subdued, because they're not coming through the hangar, just coming off the plane and going to the terminal, but they, a lot of people. And if there is a surprise in there, and if those of you who got the mailing already, can read the bottom, I won't announce that on TV, but there is a surprise for Mr. Bailey when he gets back, so. It's a lot of fun, so if anybody wants to go. We're honored that George is going. Administrator.
Just want to welcome the two new trustees and wish you well, and wish happy birthday to the mayor a day late. And afterwards, we have a little cake here for you.
And we got a cake for your anniversary, I was gonna tell you.
So we have 2 cakes?
Yes, we have 2 cakes, dueling cakes.
I think that happened last year too.
Yes, every year for the last 22 years.
Got that cake.
Happy anniversary to you, Chad.
Thank you.
And many more. Council?
I'm good, Mayor. Thank you all for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Welcome. Who's over here? EMS?
Sorry, thank you.
Okay. I don't know, that was easy. Order?
No.
We have our treasurer and the clerk in the back, nothing?
Congratulations to the trustees and the mayor, and
Thank you.
happy birthday again.
Thank you again, yes. Good.
Mr. Mills, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Mr. Council, welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, happy birthday.
A motion to adjourn to real brief executive session for contracts.